Hey, if you're thinking about installing the Bluetti RV5 48 volt system on your RV, stick around. You're going to want to hear what I have to say after installing one before you make that decision. Hey, what's up everybody? How you doing? It's me, your friend Rob the RV guy. In the past few months, I had the opportunity, I should say, to install the Bluetti RV5 system on an RV for a customer. This is a customer that reached out to us because of our solar business and some of the videos that I've posted, and was very interested in hiring me to put in a solar system on his small 22 foot rig, thereabouts. So we built a roof array, a rack system over the top of his roof, and one of the reasons that we did that was to make it so that the various roof components could be serviced, but also so that he could monitor the roof, keep it clean, work on the seals fairly easily underneath that rack system. So we put that rack system on. But this install gave me an opportunity to look at the Bluetti RV5, how it installs, if it exceeds or meets the hype. And I have some thoughts as it relates to it. I'm going to do it in a little bit of a comparison with regard to the Victron system and the Bluetti system, where the advantages lie in either or. And I'm going to give you some final thoughts at the end with regard to cost savings and that kind of a thing. So let's talk a little bit about the system. As you know, the Bluetti system is an all-in-one box. Now, what's an all-in-one box? Well, the all-in-one box is it's the inverter that provides the power from the batteries. It's the solar charge controller that provides the solar charging from your solar panels. It's the bus bar system, if you will, that hooks everything together. It's the control module that controls everything. And then it's the DC to DC charger if you want to put it in a place where it's charging from your vehicle. So it does all of these in the one box. And that's nice because it's a small confined space. In the end, it doesn't take up any less space really than if you were to put an entire Victron modular system in place. This customer had purchased two of the Bluetti RV system 48 volt batteries. Now, these batteries are great. The BMS in them are great. They are made to work with the Bluetti RV5, so it's a fairly seamless integration as it relates to that. I was very impressed with their battery system overall. Let me tell you a couple of the things that I thought were really great about this and where this system has the Victron system really beat as far as I'm concerned. The instruction manual that they send with it. They sent a very simple, easy to read instruction manual. If you're moderately handy with regard to electrical, the system instructions were, I would say, an A+ as far as that. They do a great job of labeling all of their wires. Their wires are crimped very well. I was really impressed with that. Here's the thing with that though. I couldn't use any of them other than the ground wire to the chassis ground. The wires are all way too short to install in almost any environment where I would install a solar system. I had to cut and run wire for every wire pull in this system other than the battery wires to the inverter. That was it. All the solar wires I had to cut and crimp and install. The 110 side to feed the distribution panel, as well as the DC side to feed the distribution panel for the DC. So, you know, that was useless. It was a huge pile of wires that was just wasted. Now this also steps down the 48 volts in DC. It steps it down to the 12 volt side. I would just have the box run the 110 volt side of the house and leave a 12 volt battery in play to run the 12 volt side. I do that with the Victron systems that we install, let the converter continue to charge the battery, and let the 48 or the 24 volt systems run the 110 side of the house. So that's something that I would not do if I were installing this for a customer. This customer, however, wanted to do it this way, and of course, he's paying me, so I'll do what he wants. But I did counsel him against that. That was something that he just chose to do otherwise, which is fine. You know, it worked out fine. It was running the 12 volt side of the house beautifully. As far as the time savings go in installing this, I didn't feel that it saved a lot of time. Maybe 2 hours at my rate right now, maybe 3. I don't think so though. I think maybe over a modular system like the Victron system, maybe it saved 2 hours as far as the overall install goes. Didn't think it was a big savings. So there's that. And for the price of the inverter and the batteries, you're really not saving any money over a Victron inverter and a 48-volt battery stack from my suppliers like SOK or Epoch. That's my thinking as it relates to that. Now, there are a few areas that are problematic with this. I wouldn't mind putting this in if a customer had the space, limited space, and they wanted to do this in a 30 amp system. This box is billed as a 50 amp box. I would never put this in a 50 amp system. I would never recommend, if you have a 50 amp system, that you try to install this and use it in your system. You can't pass through like you can, for example, let's say you were to purchase a Victron MultiPlus 3000 kVA 2x120. You can use that as an inverter in a 50 amp system and not have to buy a huge one to run off-grid appliances, but it's dual phase in and out, which is great. That's what you want. If you have a 50 amp system, you want dual phase in, dual phase out, so that you can pass through that 50 amps on a 50 amp rig, and then when you're off-grid, just limit what you're using down to maybe 25 or 30 amps. You can't do that with this system. Otherwise, if you've got a 50 amp system and you want a huge, robust system, you're actually putting two inverters in your system, one to handle one 120 leg, one to handle the other 120 leg, and then you're running those in parallel. That's ideal. That's what you want to do. But you could not do this with this Bluetti RV5. It's all or nothing. You can't run these in parallel, as I understand it right now. Now, they may be coming out with technology that they're doing that. They may come out with technology where you can go 50 amps in, 50 amps out, or dual lines in, two 120s in, two 120s out. But for the time being, you can't. One of the other major downfalls of this system is the solar input. It has only 50 volts in, 50 amps in. If you've got a huge Class A rig, or if you've got a great big Alliance Paradigm or Valor or Brinkley Model Z, you're not putting 5,000 watts of solar on your roof and you're using it to run this system. You're going to be limited to 1,900 watts. Now, over here on the Bigfoot, you guys know that I have 2,350 watts on the roof of my 25-foot trailer. You're going to be limited to 1,800 watts is what you're going to be limited to overall. Now, that's not bad on a small rig, but you're going to have to get creative. You're going to be running in series parallel so that you keep your voltage low and your amps below 50, but it's not really as robust as I would want it if I were going to install it on a large rig. A small rig, small 30 amp rig, moderate amount of solar, sure, it's going to work, but there's a severe limitation as it relates to what its solar charge controller in the box can do. It has two legs, one that's meant for the solar panel array, the other you can use for the solar panel array or the PV array, or you can use the DC component for the DC to DC charger. One of the areas that I feel that this really shines over the Victron system is the touch screen that you can control the unit with. They do a great job with this. It powers on a power over Ethernet connection, so it's running the standard Cat6 cable with power going from the RV5 unit to the screen, so you're not having to power it auxiliary-wise with a USB cable and an HDMI cable like you have to do with the Servo. I feel that the screen on this is far superior to the Servo GX Touch 50 or Touch 70 screen on the Victron system. That's one area that they have Victron beat significantly. Another area that they have Victron beat significantly is in their customer service. Now, I called the customer service number that I was able to find on their website. My customer didn't have good luck calling them from another number that he had found, I think maybe in the instruction manual or something, but I actually called and talked to technicians directly. I mean, I was connected directly to technicians. They were very helpful, quick to answer my questions. I didn't have to wait on hold at all. You will never talk to somebody at Victron to help you with your system. You're going to be routed back to somebody in the United States, basically that's a distributor for Victron and installs their product. Good luck. You're not going to have a lot of success finding help. you better know what you're doing if you have a Victron system as it relates to installing it. You're not going to get a lot of help from people. It's not a friendly network of folks that work to get you up and running. So I was really impressed with the fact that Bluetti makes their phones available and the technicians answer the phone, and they were very helpful, even for a technician like me. So I thought that was great. As far as the Victron system, a Victron system is a modular system. So everything is broken down into components. You got your inverter, you got your bus bar in the Lynx distributor, you've got your solar charge controller, your DC to DC charger for your vehicle charging and your alternator charging. You got your Servo GX, which is your control module. The distinct advantage of that is if any one of those components go bad, you can replace the component. When I do a large system, like with my system at 2350 watts, I have 2 solar charge controllers. So if one of my solar charge controllers goes on the fritz or one of my panels goes on the fritz, I still have half my system running. So I still am able to produce 1150 or thereabout watts of power through my system until I can get my charge controller fixed. In one of these box systems, any one component goes bad, you lose the whole system until you can get it fixed. That's going to be a drag if you're out boondocking or even if you're plugged into the park. Don't like the all-in-one box system. Yes, in theory, it's great, it's simple, throw it on the wall and install it. But in my experience doing this system, it didn't save a lot of time, if any, with regard to the install. And you open yourself up to component failure, making the system go totally down, whereas with the Victron system, in the unlikely chance that one of those components goes bad, you're not going to be handicapped. You're not going to lose, well, you're going to be handicapped, but you're not going to lose your whole system. So in that regard, the Victron systems are far superior. As an installer, if I have my choice, we're going to continue to install the best, and we're going to continue to do the modular systems. It's just, to me, a much better way to go. It's much more bulletproof. It's redundant, kind of like having RAID drives in a computer. Yes, it's more expensive, but as far as data loss goes, you put in a RAID drive, you got redundancy. If one of those drives goes bad, you can put another drive in and you're good. Again, in theory, they're great. They're supposed to simplify it, but I wouldn't do it. I cannot recommend these systems, in particular, any of these all-in-one systems for the 50 amp setups. 30 amp, okay, but that does come with the caveat that if any one component in that box goes bad, you're done until you can get it fixed. Those are my thoughts on the Victron system versus the Bluetti RV5 system. I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope that you found it insightful and educational. If you need a solar system installed, I happen to know a guy. It's me, Rob the RV guy. I'm a level 4 master certified technician, and I tend to kind of specialize in the solar stuff and doing solar builds. Really excited. We've got an Airstream flying cloud build that we're going to be doing. It'll be my first Airstream, and a potential ambulance build a little bit later down the road. So stick around on the channel. Those are going to be coming up eventually once I get them installed, and the Airstream one's going to be a real challenge, but we're going to be doing a 24-volt system in that. So we'll take you on a ride and show you how we do that in the upcoming series of videos. As I close out, this video is a video that YouTube thinks you want to see next. This playlist is all things RV modifications and repairs, and if you click the circle, you're subscribed, and I would love to have you on board as a subscriber. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Rob out.